name is Francisco Ruiz. I'm associate professor at the Department of Mechanical Materials and Aerospace Engineering here at the Illinois Institute of Technology. I like music, but I don't have any formal instruction. And I started playing the ukulele about 3 years ago after having tried many times to learn the guitar. The Flutino is a musical instrument of the wind family. It's very small, and it works on a different principle from just about every other musical instrument. It works on the same principle as a person whistling, but it optimizes it. So it makes it louder, more controllable, and one arguably could say better sounding as well. I started with a cast of my own lips. I went to my dentist, Ed, and I asked him to cast my lips instead of casting my teeth. Actually, when you blow through that, it actually works too, the same way as my lips. It takes a lot of air, but it does work. Then we started making 3D prototypes using CAD to try to get the dimensions exact. And I found that a lot of different dimensions just did not work. I went through about 100 different prototypes by 3D printing, which progressively got closer to the optimized shape. We're trying to see if it actually will accelerate music learning in schools.
It's a good fundamental step to people who want to learn a whistle, or just for kids in general music. This would do perfect. Teachers are always looking for different tools, different things that they can do to teach their kids properly. I recently did a visitation at a school where they had boom whackers, they had different drums, they had different types of marimbas out there, and these are types of schools that can afford and give those students those types of things. But whereas you look somewhere like a suburb school, exactly, they can't afford those type of resources. I mean, at the very least, you can get students a recorder. But if you want to teach your kids, like again, the fundamentals of music, and you can't afford something, the most simplest thing you can do is teach how to whistle, because who doesn't want to know how to whistle? So once you introduce the Flutino, you introduce them to a fundamental pitch that they can start out that's comfortable for all ages. And once you have that developed, then you can start teaching them, okay, now if you want to move to a higher pitch, what do you feel in change?
I just heard from a professional performer, whistler, who I get some of the Flutinos, and he answered back saying that he loves it. He's going to use it.
This is an amazing device. I think it's going to revolutionize whistling for people who can't whistle. It's pretty amazing. One of the cool things about it is that it sounds like my actual whistle.
Right now, all the prototypes are made of 3D printed plastic, but today, in fact, we hope to get one made of 3D printed metal and see how it goes. And I think it could be made of many materials. It could be made of candy, it could be made of pasta, you know. Can you think of a candy that you can actually play music with? It does not need the use of hands at all. You only use your mouth and your breath. It actually works the same way when you're blowing and when you're drawing air. So you don't need to take a breath to stop playing the Flutino. And it never needs tuning, and it never needs batteries. I recorded a few samples with Irish songs. I think that works very well because in Irish music you use the tin whistle a lot, which has a similar sound. And they do a lot of bends, which you can do with the Flutino very, very easily. So it's very suited to that. But I found just about any genre that would use a flute or a piccolo works very well on the Flutino. Now we're going to be doing more work. We just got recently a grant for the National Science Foundation to try and understand what makes the sound. So I foresee there will be further improvements.